If you're a woman in your 40s and weight is starting to slowly accumulate and you don't like it, maybe for the first time in your life, especially around that midsection, the game has changed. It's called menopause. And I'm going to explain to you exactly what's happening and what you can do about it. The truth is, there are answers. There are action steps that you can take to start putting your body in a fat burning stage by increasing your metabolism and burning body fat, including your belly fat. So stay tuned. We've got all that coming up. What is actually happening in your body? Estrogen starts fluctuating in your body and starts dropping during perimenopause, which means your body is starting to store fat in different places, more particularly around your midsection. So maybe for the first time in your life, you're starting to feel that tire around your midsection that a lot of women describe this as. Maybe it's the love handles in the back that you don't particularly love. But the truth is, it's not your fault that this is happening. This is biology. This is a change. This is a shift in hormones. And it's good to be aware of it, first of all, and then learn about what you can do about it. So there's going to be answers and suggestions and tips and ideas throughout this show. I'd like to suggest or request that you subscribe to the channel because we speak specifically to women 40 plus to help them increase energy, burn body fat, and balance hormones. And if you hit the notification button, you'll be notified as soon as the next video comes out. Let's dive in. So at the same time your body is accumulating body fat, your body is also losing muscle mass. Doesn't sound very fair, does it? Don't shoot the messenger. I think it's very important that you understand, usually around that menopausal state, or which happens to be around 40 plus, your body reacts differently. Your hormones are shifting, as I mentioned. But you don't have to feel like a victim in your own body, or you don't have to feel like a prisoner trapped. You can take action steps to help build muscle. But first of all, you have to realize and understand that, okay, I'm in this age. Instead of fighting it, no, I'm not in menopause, or no, that's not happening to me. Instead of fighting against it, understand it's biology. This thing is happening in your body, to your body. But there's things that you can do about it so you can be more control of what's happening. So because you know that your muscle mass is disintegrating, unfortunately, but it's the same thing as osteoporosis. Your bones are disintegrating as well, or you're losing bone mass, right? But there's things we can do about it. We just have to take control of our health. And that starts with a high protein diet. It starts with resistance training and increasing metabolism to put your body in a fat burning stage. So your body can actually burn body fat at this age. And you can. We've seen it many times over. But you probably have to take different action steps to get different results. So now, because of likely, trigger warning, lack of movement, lack of exercise, because maybe for the first time in your life you have to start exercising, or maybe you've never experienced your body retaining body fat. So that is the end result: lack of movement, lack of exercise, likely lack of a protein diet. So you have to understand that, yes, now my body's in this position, so I have to start moving my body. I have to start doing resistance training, start increasing my metabolism. That starts with a high protein diet and moving your body differently than you have likely in the past. Starting out with breakfast, eating a well-balanced lunch, and then rounding out the day with a full, balanced macro meal in the evening for supper, which usually isn't a challenge. And for most women that we deal with, often it's the breakfast that we're not having, maybe a late lunch, and then a larger or well-rounded supper. So let's talk about why the old advice makes it worse. And what is the old advice? Unfortunately, a lot of people are still following the old advice. And that would be eat less and move your body more. And when I say move your body more, it's more like get yourself a gym membership and do a bunch of cardio. Or grab yourself an elliptical or a recumbent bike, put in front of TV, and ride that for a couple hours a day, which most people aren't going to do, which means it's not sustainable. If it's not sustainable, it's not going to work, so you're not going to see long-term results. In fact, the truth is we need less cardio, because that cardio is actually burning the muscle mass you're working hard to obtain if you're resistance training and have a high protein diet. But you want to fight sarcopenia because you know you're losing muscle mass in this age group rapidly than ever. So it's the resistance training, and it's less. So we find women do better when they prioritize recovery, which means you're not working out for 2 hours a day, 6 days a week. It's 3 resistance training workouts for 30 minutes. That's it. A lot of women are like, well, is that enough? Is that gonna do anything? Is that gonna make a change? Yes. If you do the right exercises, resistance training over cardio, you're prioritizing recovery, reducing your stress, which will bring down your cortisol levels, and you finally see results. But that's not all. That's only a snippet or part of it. You were also told that you should eat less. Eat less calories. The less you eat, the less body weight you'll retain, the more you'll be in shape, I guess. I don't know. Certainly not true. It's 100% false. And a lot of women come to us, they're not eating enough calories throughout the day, so they're not able to be in a fat burning stage because their metabolism is so slow. That's why this advice is old, worn out, and it certainly doesn't work. You have to eat more frequently so you can burn your metabolism, and you can burn body fat, and you can have proper digestion, and you can have more energy. It's all very similar, or it's all a very clear path to the result you want. It's the mindset that needs to change. It's the understanding that, okay, that is old advice that probably never worked, certainly not now, and certainly not in this age group of 40 plus when you're working through menopause and your hormones are shifting and changing. So when I say it's not particularly your fault, I mean it. I mean that it's not your fault. It's not you didn't decide that your hormones were going to shift, that menopause was going to take over your life and you're going to feel out of control of everything, from sleeping to energy to your mood. We know what that's like. For the past 20 years, we've been working with women 40 plus to increase energy, burn body fat, and balance hormones. This is a regular conversation we have. But that doesn't mean that you can completely remove yourself from accountability. It's that we have to take different action steps. So what happens is that you're using an old playbook. That old playbook from years ago. Consider it maybe a sports team. I know our videos are for women in particular, but maybe you have some athletic experience. Consider using an old playbook from years ago and you're like, this play isn't working, that play isn't working, why do we keep losing? You feel like you're losing the game on a regular basis. You feel defeated, you feel the shame, you feel the embarrassment. You don't want to talk about bloating, you don't want to talk about gas, and all the things that come along with it. It's the lack of confidence and not able to fit in your jeans anymore because it's embarrassing. I get it. I understand. But there's answers as long as we're willing to try something new. In that old playbook that we've been using years ago, you ate, oh, well, I tried this diet in the past. First time I tried keto, I lost 35 pounds. But then I tried it again, it didn't work because your metabolism is fighting back. So instead of trying those old playbooks, I just had a call with someone today. And they were like, oh my gosh, I've tried all these different diets, but I never tried what you're talking about. And that starts with mindset of being like, okay, more food does not equal more body weight accumulated. Resistance training over endless hours of cardio is the answer. That's going to give you different results that you're looking for. So have an open mind, try something new, different action steps will give you the different result that you're hoping for. And you'll see the world open its arms to you. And you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, why didn't I hear about this earlier? So what actually works after 40? I did mention it, I talked about it a bit, but let's dive in some more. So when I talk about resistance training over cardio, 3 30-minute workouts. So you're moving your body is the machine. I don't suggest heavy weights, you don't need a gym membership. All you need is some light bands, light weights, and maybe a Bosu ball or a medicine ball. You don't need all the fancy things that we think we do. What happens when we go and buy some big fancy machine? What happens when I was growing up, it just turned out to be a clothes hanger. Taking up space. What you need is a proper routine. Set your calendar in advance. Look at the workouts that you're gonna complete with using your full body weight, and that's it. Make it as simple as possible, 20, 30 minutes max. The days off, you can be active, you can still walk, you can go outside, you can do breathing exercises, you can even stretch and do some abs. But what I don't want you to do is a bunch of cardio, which is gonna start eating away at your muscle mass that we're working on building. So make sure you get a Monday, Wednesday, Friday type of workout in, complete on a regular basis. 6 weeks in a row, the 7th week is an off week, it's an active recovery week. That's to start off with your exercise in particular. When you move on to nutrition, if you're only having 1 or 2 meals a day, start with a third. If you're missing breakfast, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Make it high protein. Lead with protein. Eggs, cottage cheese, yogurt, whatever that may be. Start your day off with getting enough protein in, It could be a protein shake with collagen. That could give you 30 over 35, 36 grams of protein. And in that case, you're not even cooking. How simple is that? How's that for a life hack? So move through the day with the meals that you need to consume. So breakfast is a staple. Start that today if you haven't. Have a lunch with all the 4 macros. The 4 macros are protein, complex carbs, fats, and veggies. So a simple one is your chicken breast with your greens, maybe spinach, lettuce, arugula. You put a nice MCT oil or avocado on there and have a side of quinoa or sweet potatoes. A beautiful salad that's well-rounded. And at supper time, you have something similar, probably something different in the evening. Most people have a well-rounded supper in the evening. Make sure that's happening on a regular basis. Be consistent and watch your body change. Your body will slowly start to increase its metabolism. You're gonna have more energy. You're gonna start to sleep better. The cravings are gonna go away. All because of these simple tips from a different playbook, from a different place that you are in life. Stop trying to do all the things that you did 10 or 20 years ago. New playbook, new action equals new results. If this was helpful at all, we actually have a full workshop that we've created called your Metabolism Rebuild Method. I offer 3 secrets that will drastically make a difference in your life. I'll drop that link below so you can dive deeper if you'd like to enjoy that full workshop. We also have a school community called Metabolism Rebuild. Imagine, this is what we do.